Welcome to Wild Wine Life. I'm here with Miss Fiona Hosty, Miss Missouri Outdoors 2025. We are enjoying Milestone wines, and the Milestone wines of this episode are birth year wines. We have a 2018 Semi Cabernet, the Dragon Twins birth year. We have a 1995 Pommery Cuvée Louise, Miss Missouri Outdoors birth year. And we're not going to tell you who's this 1967 Cabernet from Italy's birth year is. So let's start off with your birth year and say cheers.
Cheers to that. I like the minimal bubbles in there, actually.
You do?
Yeah, because some bubbles makes you feel really bloated and kind of, it gets to your head very quickly if you're a lightweight. So I feel like you could drink that in a slow manner as it's aged and really kind of get the most of your drink.
That you can. And it also, that's the neat thing about birth year wines is that you can see how it changes over the years. Where if you buy a good 6 to 12 bottles of something, you can say, oh, I remember when I had it in 6 years ago, it had this taste profile, almost no dried fruit, where the dried fruit is beginning to show up or things are softening up. And let me ask you, how many times have you had a wine from your birth year?
This is the first time. So would a wine, if say I drank it in 1995, which I wouldn't because I was born, but say if my parents did, would it taste different from how it is tasting almost 30 years on?
Yes. What I tell people, and I'm going to make sure I kind of do this so I don't break any candles, but think of wine as that big bell curve. This is where you can tell, people say, tie my hands together and I can't talk, but think of a bell curve. It could be like this, or it could be really gentle, big slope.
Yeah.
And over time, you want to drink it before it starts going over the peak of that bell curve. And with something like this, you'll find early on the bubbles are more pronounced, coming out more. The fruit is a little bit more fresher over time. Even with this, this is still fresh fruit components, but you'll start getting dried fruit flavors.
Yeah.
Where with this, you're beginning to get more almond notes.
Yeah, definitely tasted that.
And other nuts, and a little bit more of that yeastiness. So it will change over time. And then there's a certain point where it just collapses, just kind of like people, where, it's fun to drink something this old, but you're not expecting very much fruit out of it. You're not going to expect very much weight or something impressive. It's more fun to say, I drink something that old.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like the novelty to say this is X amount of years old. We won't say how many years, but X amount of years old. It's just a novelty.
It's a novelty, right.
Just as I'm coming up to my big 3-0 in May, it's fun to have a 1995 wine. So that's such a fun tie-in to, moving into my new decade of being 30, embracing all that there is, just like this wine. It was good then, equally as good now.
Youth and inexperience, a little age and elegance, maybe you might want to go to bed a little bit earlier and take the early bird special. But
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Did you have fun with this?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I felt like it was so fun to connect, not just with a wine, but just the idea that, age is just a number. There is so much potential with people and what they do, but also I feel like alcohol. And it doesn't just stop on the year it's made. That if you let a good thing grow, it has the potential to be great.
And it doesn't have to be just a birth year. It could be you get married and you load up on a bunch of wines from your wedding year and drink it on your anniversary each year to see how your marriage has evolved and improved and how the wine has changed over time. How can people find you on social media?
They can look up Ms. Missouri Outdoors 2025. There's a period between each little segment. If you want to follow along with pageantry type stuff that is beyond just the typical pageant girl, I'd love to have you. We talk about wines and all great things of Missouri, and we bump into amazing people like Ray.
I'm Ray. I'm here with Miss Fiona. Don't forget to live the dream, and here's living the wildland life.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.